bad as that court is, she did say it doesn't matter if a white person does better on a test. You don't get the job. That got overthrown. I mean, that's a big issue. Or, for that matter, a black person that does better, or a Hispanic person, or an Asian. What about Asians? They generally score the highest. You don't get a job if you're Chinese or Japanese, I guess. But if you're a Hispanic who gets a high score, sorry. If another minority, which are really the majority worldwide, wants the job, they get it. That's why a lot of folks, why there's such white flight from California, because with all the draconian Soviet rules there's not many jobs you can get. But that's all part of government control. That's all part of domestication. That's all part of bankrupting everybody and driving you into the hands of the government, where you can't get a job, so you just go on welfare. Now you can be sterilized. Now you can have your children CPS'd. Now you can get the mandatory home visits. And all of that goes back to eugenics. When you study the head of Health and Human Services, or the head of science, or the head of drug policy, or the heads of all these state and federal agencies, and the heads of the biology departments, and the heads of the psychology departments, and the head of the mathematics department. I mean, I went to community college for 2 years, and every class, it didn't matter if it was calculus, it didn't matter if it was psychology 101, it didn't matter if it was anthropology, it didn't matter if it was Texas history, it didn't matter if it was U.S. history, every class at the ACC North Campus I went to was how we all have to intermarry, how anyone marrying someone of their own color is evil, how the Second Amendment is bad, how world government is good, how psychologist Skinner locking his kid in a pit for years till he died was beautiful, how there's too many of us, the people bomb, how we've all got to be exterminated. And I was sitting there watching this and listening to this, and I'd read all these books, all these history books, and I knew what this was. And then I would go home and watch CNN, and they'd say, there's crazy people believe there's a plan for world government, and there's crazy people believe Bill Clinton wants their guns. And there's crazy people that believe the government slaughtered everybody at Waco and that Delta Force was there. And then I'd read the Congress's own reports and the Delta Force documents. And I just said, why should I even be here? I was about to go into UT. I'd gone and sat in on some classes, gone and looked at their RTF department, and it was even worse. And I said, pay tens of thousands of dollars a year to be taught how to be a global slave? People ask how I woke up to the New World Order. I mean, go to any college, any community college. And ladies and gentlemen, since then, I have gone and just spot checked. I've never found a university head of a big establishment, government or state-funded university. I've never seen a biology department or psychology department head who wasn't openly a eugenicist, openly saying sterilize the population, get rid of most humans, bring in world government, confiscate everybody's guns, have every facet of your life chronicled, tracked, traced, and micromanaged, as Nancy Pelosi has now said they'll do under the carbon tax system in a speech in China. I mean, this is the only issue. This is all there is. This is the ruling elite don't hire you as the head of a psychology department. The ruling elite don't hire you. It's a club, and we ain't in it, as George Carlin would say. It's a big club, and we ain't in it. Now, my dad, they tried to recruit into it. That's nothing special. He was top of his class in high school and then had really high test scores, and they tried to recruit him and a few others that were part of this advanced curriculum search being done in high schools across the country. And anybody and everybody I've had on, professors, climatologists, scientists, who are fighting this now outside of academia. I mean, they don't even let you be a professor usually. They'll run you out. And we've had them on. It's been in the news. But the issue is you don't get into one of those positions unless you buy into the cult idea. Now, I'm not debating Darwinism. I'm not debating that species change and that you can breed a dog, you can breed a wolf, a European wolf, to look like a little French bulldog with big bat ears and a cute face with spots on it. I think there is creation. And it's been proven that evolution, the way it's presented, is a fraud and a lie. But my issue is I'm not debating the central religious tenet of the New World Order. I want people who follow Darwinism to understand it is the gateway into your real religion. Because out of that comes the eugenics. Galton and the rest of them who were married into the family and worked with the progenitor of the theory of evolution, Darwin. And then they develop social Darwinism where the elites need to kill and enslave and dominate the population. And that is a moral thing to do because we're scum, because we're not in the elite positions. That proves our worthlessness. That proves that we're not worthy to even live. And so anything they do to us is a favor to the species overall. Now, that is the not dominant, but almost universal, more than dominant. Hyper-dominant, nearly universal, accepted, received, not even questioned, elitist, control freak mindset of academia that then educates the elites for every other position in the economy, in the human strata of civilization. And so if you're a professor that argues with any of this, you are drummed out, you are driven out, you don't get research money, you don't get your book published, you don't get invited to the big conferences. But when you get up, like Dr. Peter Singer or Dr. Eric Pianka or the science czar, John Holdren, you get standing ovations with the professors and scientists crying. This isn't science. This is control freak, pressing on the nerve of power, religion. This is a death cult. This is a control freak cult on a wild power trip, rationalizing all of their psychopathic delusions of grandeur as if it's a gift to humanity and the planet. And they are poisoning each and every one of our food and water on record. They are poisoning our air on record now. They are openly bankrupting the countries of the planet publicly by design to make you dependent, to lower their standard of living, not for the earth, but so that you're dependent on them so they can restrain you while they kill you. You understand, ladies and gentlemen? That's why I get mad about Michael Jackson being the second biggest story in the 21st century. Because it doesn't matter. If you love your children, you love your wife, you love your husband, you better wake up to eugenics and find out it's the number one thing that affects every facet of your life. It is the religion, the thought process. It is everything to the elite that are killing us.
Economy have you down? Scared you might lose your job? Worried how you will provide for your family? Do you worry where your money will come from? You know that the economy is getting worse, but there is hope. Robert Beadle's new book, Here's What You Do, tells you what to do and how to do it. Even a 10-year-old can figure it out after reading the 72-page book. And the best part? This book is priced under $10. Don't be the victim, be a victor. Go to here'swhatyoudo.net. That's here'swhatyoudo.net. Again, here'swhatyoudo.net.
Wondering about your retirement portfolio? Is your financial advisor experienced enough to combat rising interest rates, taxes, and inflation? Stop guessing and go to the expert, Robert Chapman of the International Forecaster. With 45 years of experience and concise investment recommendations, who needs sugar-coated excuses? Get the cold hard facts and a proven investment strategy. For a free introductory copy to the International Forecaster, call 877-479-8178 or go to theinternationalforecaster.com. That's 877-479-8178. 877-479-8178.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.